Back to the AK47S from the DDI. This is their completely US made rifle with parts made in USA. And let me start right off the bat. Let me make this clear, because we had a failure, critical failure in the first episode. As you guys know, the extractor snapped. DDI cannot, let me express this, cannot be awarded a 5,000 rounds survivalist sticker. That's totally out of the window. And you know, some of you were trying to make a case, oh, it's just the extractor, it can happen. I understand that, but the rules are, if I cannot fix it with the rack or, you know, blunt force or a duct tape or 550 cord, we cannot award that rifle the 5,000 rounds survivalist sticker. So that being said, the DDI sent out the new extractor, and not just the extractor, but 10 new empty bolts, unassembled bolts. More about it a little bit later. But they send out the extractor, and we just want to see right now at this point how this rifle parts, which by this I mean the bolt carrier, bolt, trunnion, and, you know, barrel and a gas block, everything here, what they can or cannot do if we'll continue to plow through the rounds. So we'll continue to put the mileage on it, you know, the same idea like we do always for the long-term testing. However, as I said, there will be no award, no prize to DDI, and I'm sorry, DDI. I mean, you know, I know you guys are trying, but these are the basic rules, and we're not going to bend them for you. Now, that being said, as I just said, there is a brand new extractor on the bolt, and we have finished today with little bit more than 1,050 rounds. But I will scrap that 50 because that was just checking if you know, zero is working or not. As you can see, I have dumped the original polymer and the stock because I hated that thing. I have long arms. I like to have longer stock. Okay, so that didn't work out for me at all. I put the regular wood at the bottom, and Kyber Customs cheese grater. Check these guys out, they are awesome guys. And then I use the VG6 Epsilon AK muzzle device. The reason for this is, guys, because the original muzzle brake is so I really could care less. It's a so-called birdcage design, and this one will help me with taming the recoil. I can work faster with this rifle with this muzzle brake, and I never tested this muzzle brake, so I wanted to see what's happening. But as you can see, the muzzle brake was torqued to the crash washer. I jammed the crash washer on the barrel. There was enough meat to stop the crash washer, but it's getting loose. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to probably use a little bit Loctite, blue Loctite on it. I will have to torque more, even more on this, we'll see. But so far the brake is performing very nicely. It's controlling recoil perfectly. You have some spectacular flames from it, but it's a muzzle brake, okay? It's not the flash hider. So the guys from the VG6 Precision, they do the good job, you know, and the muzzle brake is really helping with the recoil. But enough with the bullshit talk, okay? Let's dive inside and let's see right now what's going on inside the rifle. By the way, I did some exercises on it. I did the push-ups and I did the pull-ups specifically to put the stress on that magazine well over here. And in both exercises, in the push-ups and in the pull-ups, rifle afterwards continued to feed the rounds to the chamber, and there was no problem. speaking about the pull-ups, guys, I'm not retarded. When I'm doing pull-ups of hanging from the tree, there is no round in the chamber. Okay, let me state this clearly. Rifle is checked by Ula, then by me, and there is no round in the chamber. Okay, when I'm doing pull-ups, that's why I'm chambering the round later on after the pull-ups and shooting. All right, so let me remove the magazine. By the way, this is the magazine with the weapon stack, bolt hold open followers. We got them at our store if you want to check. They do the nice job, okay? They really do. All right, let me dive in. Recoil spring. Nothing really is happening on the recoil spring. The recoil spring is working great. I have no comments on it or about it. Right, let me pull out the bolt carrier and the bolt. Rifle is still warm. All right, let's have a look at the bolt first, because this is where everyone wants to see how is that new extractor doing. The extractor is holding up nicely, all right. I noticed that during the magazine dumps, consistent magazine dumps, what's happening, the rounds are landing a little bit closer than when you are starting. When everything warms up, heats up, that metal expands, but it is still ejecting and it's still in one piece. So mission accomplished at this point, you know, on the extractor DDI. We will see, we have many more rounds to go. We'll see how this extractor is going to perform. All right, how are we doing on the locking lugs and overall on the bolt? I see the marks on it, but it's more like finish taken out. And to be honest with you, it looks like the bolt is holding up nicely, and I don't see big problems. How we doing on the back? It's all smooth and easy, and that's how it should be. All right, so much rear of the bolt is looking good too, and the firing pin, let me check the angles. There is no damage on the firing pin. All right, and bolt has the marks. It is hammer forged and MPI tested, so bolt is holding up. So far so good, nicely. All right, let me look now at the bolt carrier. There is a slight wobble on the piston head, but that's normal for the AK. There is no damage to the piston head. The piston head is staying nice. I don't see any marks on it, nothing. The channel inside for the bolt, everything is looking good here, guys. Nothing really to complain. You can see there is a little bit beading on the bolt carrier in this place, and I have seen this at the other AKs, like RAS 47, for example. So this is, and yeah, and here we got the corresponding mark on the trunnion as well. So this is from the bolt carrier riding towards the trunnion. All right, we'll continue to monitor this. No big deal at this point, but it is a mark. How are we doing with the tail, guys? Wow, the tail is looking nice. Maybe, nope, that's just the finish is gone. I don't feel any, nope, yep, there is no deformation of the tail. So a lot of people will be watching that part here, and this is so far looking very nice. Other than this, the bolt carrier is not exhibiting any signs of premature wear. Again, it is marked hammer forged and MPI tested as well. So that's it for the bolt carrier. Now all eyes are on the trigger. The trigger hammer, as I said, the trigger hammer, guys, looks totally to me like a surplus profile on the trigger hammer, which is actually good. I think it's good. I could never understand why the Tapco added that hump on the trigger hammer, but all is looking good here. Let me release it. Yep, this is looking good. Trunnion. All right, there is some. I will take a picture, and hopefully you seeing the high resolution images. I think so that the right side of the trunnion is taking the beating. We'll see how this is going to progress, but yeah, I can feel it with the finger. It's a sharp edge, and this is basically when the bolt is riding on the rail and closing on it. So right here, right in this place, again, you should be watching pictures. On the left side, we are looking perfectly normal. nothing on the trunnion on the left side, so it only looks like it's on the right side it's happening. Chamber is looking perfectly fine. I had the one malfunction today, one malfunction. This was during the magazine dump, and the round was not fed to the chamber at all. It was not removed from the magazine, but this could be a problem with the magazine. We'll continue to monitor this. All right, how we are looking at the bottom? At the bottom we are looking perfectly fine. And speaking about the magazines, as I said, we performed that push-up test and the pull-up test, but all the magazines are going nicely. There is no excessive wobble or anything. Not that it's bad. With AK, when you got the wobbling, it's kind of normal, but all is looking good. Rivets for the trunnion are holding up nicely. I don't see, that one is maybe a little bit, you know, tilted, but it's sticking to the receiver. It's not going to be, you know, winning the beauty contest. I think we can agree on that, but other than this, all those rivets are looking good, and for the trigger guard, this is looking as well good. This part, I would say at this point we are done here. Let me have a look inside the gas tube. The gas tube is holding up nicely, no damage to the gas tube. Here is the Pirate for you guys. All right, we got a Pirate, and this is looking good. Gas block is performing very nicely so far, I have to say. It's absolutely clean inside, nothing happening there, and the pins for the gas block are sticking up as well. As for the end of the barrel, I told you guys the barrel is with the 14-1 thread, so any regular brakes for AK in 7.62 will fit, but you may have a problem how to secure it because there is no retention pin at the end. And as you can see, even with the crash washer, I torque it and it will still come loose. So blue Loctite will go next time. How are we doing on the pin for the barrel? Barrel pin is looking good, nothing really major here, and all is good. At this point, I will say, guys, that the parts are holding up. We have some new developments on the right side of the trunnion, something to watch for. And of course, we'll continue to monitor our case with the bolt. Right now, don't go anywhere because I have to change and prepare footage for the head spacing. We'll do the head spacing, and then I will talk more about those bolts from DDI. Alright guys, okay, we are ready for the head spacing test. No-go gauge in position. Let me engage the chamber, and nothing. There's no way to push it. Let me try it one more time. And again, no way. So the head spacing didn't change. It's all good. One more time. Nothing. And now let me switch to other. Let me switch to other bolts and we'll see what's going to happen. So we're pulling out one of those bolts. It doesn't matter. DDI said that any of their bolts will work with any of their US-made rifles, and you don't have to do the head spacing. They think that they will work right off the box because of their manufacturing process. So let me put the no-go to the chamber. Okay, and let me see if we'll close on it. And there you go, guys. Look, you cannot close brand new bolt. Okay, let me do one more. Okay, let me pull it out. I could use just the bolt to ride on the rails, but it looks more impressive that way. Okay, I'm pulling out another bolt from the box, brand new bolts, as you can see. And let me ride it the same way. There is a no-go gauge in the chamber, and let me see if we'll close in on it. Okay, and again another bolt, and I cannot close in. So I will check rest of them and give you an update. So there's no boring footage, but it looks like they were speaking the truth. As you can see, two brand new bolts. And to compare it, this is our bolt which we're using in this rifle, but right out the box. And if you have to change it, you can change it and run that bolt and use it as a replacement part, drop in without head spacing. So that's something cool. Okay, thanks for watching. Please let me know if you have any questions.